Without a doubt, the XM4 is the best option in Warzone to use when it comes to meta primaries. Oh, Daddy! And the reason is it has low recoil, low visual recoil, as well as great damage range when you're trying to stretch out those gunfights, as well as great bullet velocity. But if you have the wrong attachments, you're really not maximizing your opportunity to get the most eliminations you can in one match, as well putting more W's in the win column. So what we're going to talk about is the 8 attachments that you should be currently using for the XM4. Now, to use 8 attachments on the XM4, you really have to use the perk that is the gunfighter perk. Clarify the gunfighter perk, what it does, it gives you 8 attachments on one gun. So you have to use a pistol as your secondary versus using, your meta SMG or, your sniper rifle or whatever option you really use. But it's very important to understand that you have to give up the overkill perk to get this 8 attachments. But the attachments that you want to use, and we're going to talk through this, is that the Jason Armory 2x optic has low visual recoil. Some people use the Willis, but I prefer the Jason Armory 2x because the reticle on it is very easy once you start using it to understand, how it's going to jump, and the low visual recoil really helps out a lot. But I prefer the Jason Armory 2x, but this is kind of really up to your preference or what you see fit.
What? How is
Next,
he
you
not
want to use the suppressor. I like to say off the mini map. If recoil is going to be tough for you, you can probably use the compensator here, but I like to stay off the mini map as much as possible. The next up is the reinforced barrel. The reinforced barrel is going to maximize damage range, which that's going to give you the most amount of damage over the longest range. It's going to maximize that. It's going to put it out further than where it currently is with other barrels, as well as it's going to maximize bullet velocity, which bullet velocity is if you shoot your guns, how much do you have to leave the target? If you have to leave the target a lot, that means it has low bullet velocity. But if you don't have to leave it much, that means that it has high bullet velocity. The next thing we want to do is really take care of the recoil, especially the vertical recoil, because this thing does have a little recoil to it, but we want to maximize the ability to manage that. And we want to use the vertical foregrip. Vertical foregrip is going to maximize that vertical recoil. Next up, we want to use the extended mag 3. This is going to give you 100 rounds to use in this thing. And man, it goes off. And then next up, we want to use the quick draw grip. This is going to give you enhanced ADS, aim down sight. The next thing we want to use is the stock. We want to use the buffer weight stock. The buffer weight stock essentially takes out the visual and horizontal recoil. This thing was introduced at the start of season 1. And how you unlock it is that you just have to get some points and it'll come unlocked. You just play a couple of games of Warzone, it's eventually just going to unlock itself. But this is something you definitely need because it really does take a lot of the recoil out. And the last thing is the overpress rounds. The overpress rounds is a fire mod that's essentially going to give your ammunition more bullet velocity. We want to maximize that bullet velocity as much as possible.
I sold for that.
So if you wait till the end of the video, you'll get to see all these attachments in a nice cool graphic, as well as seeing the recoil plot in the shooting range, as well as seeing how this thing looks in the shooting range without any aim assist. So how can I not get this? Of course.
Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done. You've got time for another bounty. Get it done.
As soon as I get my loadout, I die. How much smoke, homie?
I have to leave before I do.
Kidding me?
Win this thing. You've got 3 squads left in the war zone. Stay alert. The enemy not tracking you. Good work. The safe zone is a long way from your location. Move like this. Hostile airstrike incoming.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Woo, baby! Put it on the board! Yes, let's freaking go, baby!